This video was an easy one. Well, for me it was anyways, because my wife does all the sewing. And other than a little bit of cutting and a few other little things here and there, it was all sewing. So using measurements that we got off of the Crate Clan 501st forums, adjusted for my height difference, we cut out a piece of brown monk cloth and a piece of black liner that was slightly smaller. The 501st Crate Clan forums are an amazing, valuable wealth of information. If you're not on there and you're doing any sort of cosplay, Jawa, Tuscan, or anything like that, you really should check them out. There's just so much useful information in there and great tutorials. We laid the liner material on top of the monk's cloth, measured it out so that the liner was 2 inches shorter from front to back, and then cut the liner out. Once we had the liner cut out, we sort of compared everything to make sure that we were still where we were needed to be, and safety pinned the back seam of the hood. Again, we found safety pins just to be a little easier to use with the monk's cloth. The straight pins just kept dropping out. Word of warning. Think ahead and plan carefully so that you don't get everything turned inside out the wrong direction. She started off by sewing the back of the hood with a straight stitch and then a zigzag stitch just to make sure that everything was secure. She then pinned the liner to the front of the hood and then sewed the liner in place. And she didn't use black thread on this because in the end we're just going to wrap it around the coaxial cable and none of it will show. Once she had the liner sewn to the monk's cloth, she then rolled the bottom edges up and hemmed them. Once she had everything hemmed up and sewn in place, she hand sewed the black liner to closed at the back. I then cut a piece of coax cable using dimensions I got off the Crate Clan forums. I left it a little long on purpose, that way it was a little easier to work with while she was sewing it. She then hand sewed the coax cable into the front of the hood. Now, on the first hood, we hand sewed it, and we sewed it pretty tight. On the second hood, we left a little bit more space, so if we need to, we can replace the coax cable if it ever becomes kinked or thing. Then I pulled the excess out and cut it to appropriate length and measured for the ties. We wanted a little extra material right there at the throat of the hood, so we left a little bit of space, measured the distance between the bottom of the hood and the coax cable, and then cut the ties. The initial set of ties that we made didn't work out very well. They were too big and bulky, so what we ended up with was this piece here that is tapered down from the hood a little bit. It's 35 inches long, an inch tall, and a little more weathered than they need to be, but we'll fix that later. In this clip where she's sewing the ties to the hood, which she did by hand, well, you can see the original dimensions of the ties, and like I said, they just ended up being too big and bulky, so we couldn't hide them underneath the hood or tie them back very, very neatly, so we just cut them down, and we did that after it was already sewn to the hood. And once we had the ties attached and then cut to the appropriate size, we called this project done and moved on to the bandoliers. Thanks for watching. Hope the video was helpful. Have a great day.